Yes, guys.
Whoa!
Summer's here, man. Summer's here.
Drip check. Drip check, please.
Why is it looking that good?
Brother, you come out looking like you're ready for the Champions League final.
This is studio drip. This is the walk. You're doing the walk now. You see the players doing
Yeah. Is this your version? Alright, you know what? Let's start from bottom to top, alright?
The platforms, innit?
I love them. You got a little bit of a scratch there, though. You got to mind the scratch.
That's what my boy jumped on my shoe before I left, almost clapped him down.
Yeah. What about the socks?
The socks are against all odds. I was wearing their t-shirts all through the World Cup. Sick brand. Shorts are from CB Colbucks, and anyone knows about the clothes these days. This is a hard brand coming up, man. And then you got Citizens of Heaven t-shirt. These are one of my favourite brands at the moment. A little bit, again, under the radar, but the messaging on the back and stuff like that is nuts.
That's hard.
I mean, stuff like that.
Wait.
Some people ain't ready for the back. Some people, I know enough of my WhatsApp groups. You got what's going on? But listen, man. Dior, Remora, little link up.
What'd you give me there?
Bruv, I've got enough stuff in there. Listen, the headphones just pop out like that. You know what I mean? Every night, if I got a headache, always need a little tablet. You know what I mean? For the headaches. If you got a little headache, little paracetamol.
I thought there was nothing in there, you know.
And the shades.
Dior shades?
No, man. These shades are some people expect them sometimes to be like, £700, £300. £25, bro. These ones. Online little, I think they're called shimmy or something. They're called. Decent. But when you put these on, bro, it's a different game. But game just changes quickly.
Let me try the shades.
Because I'll come different.
Let me try the shades.
Let me see. Yeah. Oh, see, I'm saying I've just took you from a 6 out of 10 to an 8 straight away.
You know what I mean? Tuck in the ears as always. You know what I mean? Yeah, decent. Decent. Let us know what you think of Rio's drip check. Calm.
It's a vibe with five, and you already know what it is. It's a vibe with five, and you already know what it is. Vibe with five, and you already know what it is. It's a vibe with five, and you already know this.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's Joel Beya, and we are back for is this the second to last Vibe with Five of the season? We're doing one next week as well, aren't we, after the Champions League? Loads of tears. I wanted to bring a bottle, but if I did that...
You don't want to be bringing bottles.
I was going to fill it up with tears as well.
The last person who should be bringing bottles.
Well, boy, we'll see what we'll do.
I love how you're trying to make something out of this. Like, we all thought we were going to win that game.
Oh, shut up, Steve, man.
And
Joel
actually,
Beya,
wasn't finishing second to City an achievement about a week ago?
Yeah, exactly. We're the only ones that push them.
That's a cup competition.
We're the only ones that push them.
That's a cup competition. It's different.
Still finished second.
You know? You showed fight though, guys. Well done. You know? Rio Ferdinand inside the building. Drip check done. Steve XG Howson. All right, guys, let's get straight into it.
That should be Steve's name. Steve XG Howson.
He loves it. FA Cup final. Man United.
2 days ago. Why are you still going on about it?
Possibly helped Man City to a treble winning team. I mean, boy, what? It's the truth though, isn't it?
How have we helped them to it?
Well, I don't know, because I just feel like it was yours. It was your job to stop it. I was talking to fans.
It was your job. You were ahead 91% of the time. 93% of the time you was ahead. It was your job. You was in prime position to do that. 93% of the time. And you folded like a pack of cards.
A single person with a brain that was saying that United were definitely going to beat City on Saturday. None.
No confidence at all.
Not one.
Not one bit of confidence.
For the pride of the shirt, the badge, it was your job to stop Man City from potentially winning the treble, right? No, and you guys, I mean, there was some fight there. There was a little bit, maybe after Bruno got the equaliser. Rio, how did you see the game overall?
It was over before it started. No, it was. I didn't have any genuine belief that we could win it. It's a 50-50 on the day, but it weren't a real 50-50. They're the better team. They've been together for a far longer period. They're in a rich vein of form, huge confidence. And the trophies are being handed out, and they've got better and better as we come to that stage of the season, as your team saw as well.
And yours as well.
But for me, the person that I think needs talking about is the captain. Gundogan, I think he's been immense. I think that we talk about Haaland, rightly so. We talk about Grealish, rightly so. We talk about De Bruyne, rightly so. Stones recently as well, and all rightly so. But Gundogan, when it's mattered, he has come up trumps either with goals, performances, the control of games, the pace and tempo goes through him and Rodri a lot of the time. And he defines everything what's good about this team, I think. He's very calm under pressure, never ever seems kind of a hair out of place.
Turns up, doesn't
he? He's just there, man. He's got these big occasions coming.
His season went like that with Arsenal's.
Yeah,
because like March, April onwards, he was just.
Honestly, he's been a huge difference,
and it shows you why he was captain as well. Because that went to vote with the team.
Yeah,
the team voted who was the captain.
I was confused, by the way, Rio. I thought in my head, if you've got Pep as your manager, you're gonna want someone that's like aggressive, mean, angry, or technically the best. I'm not saying
a lot of people would have said like De Bruyne is probably going to be the captain, but I think there's a calm authority about him. He sounds like when I've heard him speak or even met him on the odd occasion, there's a coach in there somewhere, it looks like, or a manager or something like that. This guy knows football. You can tell by the way he plays off both feet, comfortable. I've said this before. In the three positions that he plays, I don't see a chink in the armour in any of them. He can play as a pivot or a double pivot, deep line midfielder, control the pace of the game, looks brilliant at it. Play as an 8. And get on the ball a bit higher up the field, or he can be a 10 that arrives in the box and scores. Remember the season? I think he scored like 11 or 12 goals in a short period of time. He's a guy.
Important goals, by the way.
And he impacts the game anywhere he plays on the pitch.
Yeah,
I love him.
Yeah, he's belting.
Yeah,
different gravy.
I think with him, it's funny. It says he's the oldest player to score a brace in the FA Cup final. He's 32. Do you know why I bring that up? It's like people saying he could be going to Arsenal.
Sorry, did we see this player?
I didn't.
When he signed from Dortmund. I didn't see him sign and go like Haaland comes and you go, oh my God, you know what's coming.
No, it was a hell of a sign.
Did a little bit.
I think he's a top, but big knee injuries around that time, by the way, as well.
He almost went United, didn't it?
I think I always knew he was a good player, but I didn't know he was this, and I didn't know he'd be this impactful.
Yeah, I can't lie. Like, we knew there was a player there.
Yeah,
but what he's doing now, I think what it is he's at that stage where it's time for him at the end of the season, regardless, to leave.
Where is he going, by the way? Does we even know?
People are saying Arsenal, but I reckon it's Barca.
I heard it's Barca.
I reckon it's Barca. And you know what? It's not bad, innit? A couple years in Spain.
How are Barca still signing players, by the way?
No, but he's on a free. He'll be on a freedom.
That's still big wages. Barca and Messi.
Yeah, that's what stops.
Maybe Messi as well.
They've got that whole financial fair play, and it's not. I don't think it's about how much they spend on transfers. It's actually their wage bill. So they have a wage budget. So that's why they had to chop loads down or defer people's wages, which is so mad. You'd be like, oh, we're just not going to pay him.
So Busquets has gone off the wage bill, probably on about 200 grand a week.
PK's on about 40 mil from Barcelona.
Yeah. Who's the other one? Alba.
He ain't getting that.
Have they paid De Jong back his piece?
Probably not. That's why he's not leaving still. He's probably going to stay. I won't
be going nowhere. I won't
go either.
Possession's 9/10, isn't it? Like, once you're out the door, you'll be like, what money?
That's imagine.
17 mil.
That's crazy.
But no, you guys, I mean, not you guys, but City deserved to win, I thought, on the day. I thought Manchester United put up a good fight, but you just never felt it was really going to be, especially you go a goal down, record time.
13 seconds. Didn't feel like it was real. It was almost
like
I
was still stirring my cup of tea at that point. I couldn't believe it. The tea almost hit the deck.
Jack Grealish handball. Did you believe it was a penalty?
Yeah.
Yes or no? Yeah.
It's a penalty in the rules today, but it's still harsh, I think. From like football that we all know, it's a harsh pen.
Remember Carrick's at Chelsea?
Oh, mate, don't. I still have nightmares about it. At Stamford Bridge.
Was it a penalty?
Never.
But was it a penalty?
It was, yeah.
There you go.
See?
No, any further questions?
No.
There you go.
Casemiro looking like he was trying to take 45 minutes extra holiday.
Why are you on Casemiro all the time?
Why is he
You're trying to justify your party versus Casemiro argument?
My whole thing
is... You know what it is? United have not had a project. Under the previous regime with Ed Woodward, it's just been kind of like...
I was going to say, you did have a project.
But when?
It was a project.
When?
Di Maria, Falcao.
What was the project?
That was a project.
What was the project?
Whatever
the project was just try and
doing.
sell some noodles and a couple of shirts, right? So there was never any system. Like Pep walked into an already team that was champions. He already had Vincent Kompany.
So did David Moyes.
Right, yeah, but how old was you?
It don't matter. He still
the
walked
entire
in.
back three was done.
That team won the league the season before. Rio, were you not in team of the season the year before? The year you won the league? Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
It was a back four that was all in its 30s.
Could still play. What you got to do then?
12 months later, he was stinging the place out at QPR, wasn't you?
No, yeah, I was. But you know the maddest thing is I wouldn't call those. I thought they were like they're not. There wasn't long-term projects.
Yeah, it wasn't a project.
What do you mean? What after you won the league?
Should I finish?
Oh, you mean Falcao and Di Maria, all those guys?
Yeah, it was never a project.
It wasn't something you look at and you go, oh, I can see what they're doing there, what they're trying to build.
But no, there is, because they were supposed to bring you instant success, which then
that's not a project.
It don't matter. It is. It can be.
It's not a
different type of projects.
There was no project.
You can have instant success with a long term.
But when you're comparing that to the project we're talking about, which is a long-term project,
there's no project.
Which was there was 2 years.
There's different ways to do a project.
But there was 2 years free.
Different ways.
There was no project.
They brought in the sporting director.
Yeah.
Knowing what manager was coming before, so he could prepare it before they got there. So
the likes of KDB were bought.
Their project was better. That's the difference.
No, it was an actual project.
No, just because you've done it a different way, it was just a different style.
No, we went
David Moyes was a project.
No, we went from David Gill and Sir Alex to Ed Woodward and David Moyes.
And our new Mayfair commercial office. That was the project.
Moyes was there to be the long-term Sir Alex Ferguson's successor. Right.
What was the project? Sign Fellaini. No project. That's not a project.
No.
You've got to refresh this entire defence by signing Fellaini.
It's easy to say that now because it's gone wrong. But when you were flying in one matter, when you were doing all this kind of stuff,
can I finish?
It was to put
and
everyone
talk to
together.
You about the project or lack of project that there is. Yeah, no project.
What your one?
There was no
finish
project.
It then. Finish it. Go
right.
On.
So with David Moyes, you bring in Fellaini. And then you bring in Juan Mata. Juan Mata and Fellaini do not play in the same football team. They do not play the same style of football. Agreed. So that was absolutely zero project.
No. It's a bad project. It doesn't mean it's not a project. It's a bad project. Poor recruitment. Recruitment.
There was no plan. So therefore, there's no project.
The plan was crap.
You're just walking around.
No, they weren't a plan because, for instance, when you're looking at the way City have approached this project, it's a whole holistic, everybody involved situation going forward. Yeah, it's a better plan. Yeah, you're right, but it's a plan though. Whereas this one, it looked like David Moyes was signing players he wanted.
Yeah, pick him.
Ed Woodward and the club didn't seem to be part of that. It seemed a fragmented approach. So that's not a real plan. That's what he's saying. Am I right?
Yeah, we went to the supermarket hungry and stoned, whereas they went there with a shopping list on a Monday morning after they'd just eaten. So they knew what they were picking up. They got the veggies. We just went in and bought crisp and soda and all sorts of shit. That's what we did. So David Moyes, you go from David Moyes, which is like potentially direct, a little bit Brexit. Fellaini's literally in the team. And then you bring in Louis van Gaal. Now, Louis van Gaal, ultra positional, still got Fellaini in the team, right? So you're completely going 180 degrees from what you just planned. It was a little bit boring, but he was working towards something, got massively back one season, didn't get back at all in the second season. They saw a shiny thing in Jose Mourinho. Let's get him in because he guarantees instant success. Give him a load of cash. Now it's 180 degrees again because he doesn't want these youngsters. He pretty much got rid of every single one of Louis van Gaal's signings.
He got rid of... Who got rid of
Schweinsteiger? That was under Louis.
What happened to that guy with the longest name in Premier League? Remember the player you guys had, the young player?
Cameron Boffer-Jackson.
That's the one.
Stuff happened. So you go from Louis van Gaal, which is possession-based football, where it's trying to play in the opposition half.
So opposite to Jose as well.
Bring Jose in, right? And you bring Jose in. There ain't no plan with Jose. The plan is, can we win the league this year?
One of the big things, that they messed up on as well. They sold the De Silva twins. They sold Welbeck. They sold Chicharito.
Johnny Evans.
All
He'd still be playing for us now.
Quick time in a short space of time. But those were the lifeblood of Man United. They all come through the system. All Man United boys, and that was lost as well. That was a part of what the club had been built on before. People that would come through the academy were integral to what everything Man United stood for, and we were just getting rid of those guys willy-nilly. I couldn't believe that the club even allowed it.
Would they have been good enough?
Yeah.
To
Welbeck's good enough
even if they're not starting. They're
Man United,
vital.
Chicharito,
he was good. He could pop up with goals here. There, that was a surprise.
And Fabio De Silva, what they'd done at Man United, they could have done that for the rest of their career. Do you know what I mean? 100%. These players were like Johnny Evans was one of the biggest travesties in that time to have left. He should never have been allowed to leave the club. He was the best centre half at the club when we all left. He was. Facts. It's proved. Smalling's had a great career. Don't get me wrong, but Johnny Evans is a better player.
Is it?
Yeah. 100%.
He can pass without dislocating his hip for one.
No, man, that's too much. That's too much. Come on.
It's mad.
But like what you say, like for instance, talking about plan, like Fellaini, as good as he was a top player at Everton. Don't get me wrong. One of the toughest players to play against. I played against him at
elbows
everywhere.
Put him in the City team, see if it functions.
Ball coming in around 7 foot. He jumps up, chest.
He's winning it.
Jumps up, heads it in, makes it hard, puts you and the ball in the back of the net, whatever, right? But comes to Man United, and the first training session, he's being told and taught how to receive the ball off the centre halves. So you're thinking already, like you're going, whoa, what is this about? You don't buy players. You're having to teach them new tricks immediately. Bring them in and let them be what they're good at. And that was never going to happen at Man United, where you're going, right, let's lump the ball in from anywhere, from over around the halfway line, up towards the box, for him to go and attack it. Do you know what I mean? So when you're talking plans, it just wasn't there even on the training pitch.
No plan. So then you bring in Ole. There's no one really signed to any sort of particular style of play. There isn't really any sort of identity. You bring Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in, 12 months later you're asking them to play on the halfway line and be on the front foot, and it just doesn't work. So for 10 years, United haven't had a plan. Whereas for 15 years, Manchester City have been building towards this, and they've had 7 years with Guardiola, yet some of their better players, Aguero and company and KDB and Yaya and David Silva, were all there beforehand. So the transition into Pep, who's a great manager anyway, then with what he gets added on top of it, United don't manage to
They were a winning force anyway when he got there.
2 titles already.
They're already
I think what he's done with the club has just been phenomenal. If you look at their FA Cup run here,
hang on, I ain't finished on my point yet, Joe.
Go on, hurry up then.
I am, but you keep interrupting.
We've got to move this along quickly.
City, no, we don't. This is very much part of the point. No one gives a shit about how many who got to where.
They do.
City, you're judging United at the moment on not being able to beat Manchester City when we are potentially 10 months into a project where they're 15 years deep with untold amount of money declared and underdeclared that has gone into this. With 7 years of the same guy being in charge, where he's able to evolve his formation the way he's doing it at the moment. Just look at what they brought off the bench. We're bringing in Scott McTominay. We're bringing in a fucking goalless striker to try and win us a game. Like,
all right,
that's what we're doing.
Okay, but I don't understand. I think that's pretty clear. Their depth is mad.
Yeah, and it was only 2-1. We had better XG.
So that's all of this is to prove that.
Well, no, the whole point is you're judging us and going, you got smacked up, this, that, and the other. You're judging us 1 year into a project against a team 15 years into the project.
You didn't see Match Day 360, because I actually thought, what did I say to you as well on the Zoom? I said, you know what? I think Man United surprisingly did really well.
But we lost.
No, you lost. But again, if you're looking at the depth of City, like,
I thought it
was going to be 3-4-0 past the pad.
Man United are still miles off it in terms of depth.
There was moments,
but there were good moments.
60 yard in midfield, nothing, no one getting in on them.
Yeah.
Even from the first goal, why were letting the ball bounce?
Yeah, long ball up, and then the ball bounces and then bang. It's like dealing with little. That's where City are different now to when they've ever been. They can play two sides of the game. They can play the rough and tumble because they've got a big physical side now. Big, physical, quick side. You've got Kyle Walker, quick as anything around. Haaland is big and quick. You've got Rodri, 6'3" or 4. You've got the two fullbacks in some of the games are Akanji and Ake, 2 centre-halves.
Huge.
And you've got Stones and Diaz in behind that. Kevin De Bruyne is 6 foot 1. Do you know what I mean? They got big. Jack Grealish ain't he's a stocky kid, strong.
Don't go down like that.
Do you know what I mean? But what I mean is that now they can play the physical side of the game, because you used to think, you can get aggressive against them and they play tiki-taka. If it don't go from in that way of playing, they ain't really got anything else. The big moments they've had this season when they've had to find something, Bayern Munich away, long ball up to Haaland, goal. Do you know what I mean? The weekend, long ball up to Haaland. He ain't even got to win it. He's just got to be a presence.
Yeah.
The next ball, the next phase of play, they're working off that now. They never had that option. And they're punishing teams. Man United, 13 seconds, same scenario.
They're good at the second ball, aren't they? Which is mad, because I remember Pep not understanding what a second ball was. Yeah.
But then he said in an interview, didn't he? Second year, he had to understand what a second ball was. Never heard of a second ball.
How mad's that?
Yeah, it's mad.
It's like a proper fundamental.
Because it's different. It's different in Spain. That was the first goal that they conceded in the whole of the FA Cup, by the way. Bruno's goal.
Is it?
Yeah. Great defensive record, man.
No.
Like,
they've been good. They
have. Let's just keep it a buck, man. Treble, Rio. Is it happening or not?
Yeah, it's happening.
Yeah.
Man United fans have got to get their head around it now. The treble is going to happen.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Inter. Inter will cause problems, don't get me wrong. But
Come on,
I don't think they'll cause enough problems to upset the apple cart. I think City are going to romp to it. I think they're going to win by 2 clear goals. They'll control the whole tempo of the game, and the treble will be theirs.
Are you working it?
Yeah.
Are you going out? Are you going out if it to win?
What?
Are you going out if it to win?
I'll have a couple of drinks.
Not booked anywhere though.
No, nothing's booked at all. No, it's going to be interesting. Do you know what? I said this the other day, and I got a few United fans going, can you say that? This City team are a likeable bunch. It's hard for me to say that, and I don't like even saying it, right? But and their supporters give me an hard time when I'm there sometimes, which is fine. It's part of it. It's all in jest. It's all a laugh, right? But they are the manager. I love him.
That's your mate. That's your boy.
Yeah, but
when he wins, he doesn't point at the opposition team. He points at you.
Yeah.
Do you know how mad that is?
It's mad, but he's so likable because of what he's done, and his legacy will be the way that he's changed the game in a lot of ways.
Can I ask you, where did this relationship establish?
I don't know. It's weird. I don't know.
Your boy Pep.
I think I interviewed him one time, and then we just hit it off and just started chatting, swap numbers, and that was it. But he's a genuinely nice guy. Loves football, man, and I love people that love football. That's it. So there's a common ground between us. But
what's his maddest football opinion that he sent you, and you've just gone, what are you on here?
Scott Carson's one of the most important members of his squad.
What?
I was like,
I saw that online.
He said shit like that. He said Foden's better than Messi at one point as well.
I said, what the fuck are you talking about? Scott, he said name 2 or 3. I was naming like of the obvious people like De Bruyne and these guys, and he was like, Scott Carson, English, understands what's needed every day, the standards, and not afraid to tell people. Love that.
Really?
But like I was sitting there thinking, bloody hell. Like I'm standing there probably before that going, Scott Carson's still nicking contracts. Like his agent, but phenomenal. So it's not just about what you do on the pitch, but it's a manager and a club understanding your value elsewhere as well. That's where Man United went wrong in our time, getting rid of all of us lot. Like 4 or 5 of us went in 1 or 2 windows. Big characters, leaders of the dressing room, all gone quickly like that. Then there's no guidance or leadership in that dressing room. He ain't letting that slip in there. That's why this ain't going away, Man City, because there's the little details like that he takes care of. And like he said, I'll tell you another good one he said about Phil Foden. I said, what makes him so good? This is about 2 years ago. What makes him so good? And he said, like, that bit there. He said, like, what do you mean? So he doesn't allow mistakes to stay. You make a mistake, it's gone.
Wow.
So you know when you make a mistake sometimes, you think the ball comes next time, you're thinking, I better have a good touch, I better play safer. Let me just get it. You overthink it. That mistake's not even there anymore. Mad player. Like Phil Foden. How can you not like Phil Foden?
He came on as a sub.
How can you not like Phil Foden? How can you not Kevin De Bruyne? Breaking all sorts of records.
Wait.
I know you don't.
I can see a face. I can see a face.
How do you feel about the City players? I'm not talking about a team or the club, the players. And I think because I work closely to the pitch and see them, it's a bit different for me in that sense. Listen,
and you've seen some
Man
of them grow up.
United is in my heart. I don't like Man City. Let's get that right. I can't lie. That's a fact. I don't, right? I'm not going to wash it up, right? But these players, they're just great players, man.
It's different to some of the Liverpool ones, like Suarez, never going to acknowledge that even he exists. Steven Gerrard is just a hate for, like, there's others. But yeah, like, United fans should hate Aguero for that moment.
Yeah.
Right? But I don't really think we do.
You don't hate Aguero. You don't hate Yaya.
Yaya's what everyone thought Steven Gerrard was.
You don't hate
Company
was it?
Silva.
Good player. I had to try and put it on him a little bit when we interviewed him. It's part of the package. But always appreciated him. You know, I can always tell you, I think he was a great player. He's great.
Is the rivalry more with Liverpool? As a player, I felt it was. I hated Liverpool and I hated the fans and I didn't even like the players who I played with England with. I didn't like Stevie. I didn't like Cara. I didn't like any of them. But now, obviously, I get on with these guys and we have a laugh about it. But it's different now. I don't play. But you, is it Liverpool as a fan? You go all the games. Yeah. Is it Liverpool?
So my sister played for City for 3 years, and then she went to
You didn't talk to her for them 3 years.
It was weird, right? And someone said to my old man, "What are you going to do if you ever goes to Liverpool?" He went, "Well, she's never going to Liverpool. What are you on about?" Yeah. She's like, "I'll break her fucking legs before she goes to Liverpool." It's not happening. So there's just I don't know. Maybe we obviously hate them. and City fans hate me, and I don't give a fuck, right? Because that's the game. But Liverpool does feel embedded in a different way. Like, I do know some people who support City. I know some people who work at City. Like, so there's
you come across them in the city.
It's familiar a little bit. So it's not a massive.
Do you get
drama.
any grief like when you go games and that from like City fans? Is it like animosity or is it just like jest?
Nah, because there's not enough of them to make a noise, and that's being legit. There's not enough of them.
What about on Saturday? Did you get spotted?
Not once.
Is it?
No, not once. Not by City fans, at least. Anyway.
Okay.
A load of people coming up and saying they love the show. United fans, but no, I didn't see any City fans, none whatsoever.
It's weird because I go to games and like it's normally just a laugh. You have a laugh because like obviously I don't really hate anyone. Do you know what I mean? Like City fans, they don't like United, and United fans don't like City. So it's like it's normal, but it's never really animosity. You just get the odd one. There's always an idiot somewhere. Sometimes who tries to be a bit aggressive. But if I saw him somewhere else, it'd be, "Can I get a picture, please? Can we have a selfie?" But like there is a rivalry, but it's.
Do you know what it is?
It's a good rivalry.
It's because they're way better than you now. That is it.
What do you mean?
Like, it's not close. I think if, for example, they were still under your shadow a little bit, or it was a bit tighter, like near your times, it'll be a little bit harder. Like,
I don't know.
I think now
when
they're so clear.
But when we were so clear of them, there weren't even no rivalry.
Well, there were hardly any City fans.
But that's what I'm saying. But it weren't even like a real.
That's not changed.
It weren't like you'd go and think, "Oh my God, got City." Liverpool was the team I'd look for before anything.
That's mad. I was going to say, you touched on when you went to England training camp and like, you didn't really get on with Stevie and that. You see when you're...
We just didn't chat.
Okay, you got a training drill. Are you a little bit harder on the Liverpool players when they lose the ball, or
no?
Was it that deep, or was it...
Do you ever nail someone at England?
How do you deal...
deliberately.
How do you deal with that?
No, I don't think
God, we're all friends here. We can all...
No, I don't think I did. That weren't really my game.
Nah.
But I didn't really...
Are you going to pretend you didn't have it in your locker though? Because I know you did.
Yeah, no, but I just in training, I think it's a bit like I used to think
6'4".
I think in
rapid or not.
No, but I think in training though, I always used to think it's a cheap shot to get someone in training. Do you know what I mean? I think it's a bit of a. I don't know. It's
training never boil over with England.
Oh, not really. No.
Well, England.
Maybe that's the fucking
That's
problem.
maybe the problem. We were too nice to each other. Just tippy tappy.
United, didn't it?
Yeah, United. It would boil over all the time. But trying to nail someone in training, I never really thought like that.
I fucking love it.
So you see when you're at
like, hey, calm down,
Walter Smith, I told you about it. So Walter Smith, he come and trained us a few times. The old Rangers manager.
He was assistant after Carlos.
Yeah, and he was come for 6 months, and he used to be the ref, and he used to just let play on. He never blew it. He had a whistle in his mouth, never blew it. He used to want to see people flying. You stand there, you could see him going. Oh,
What did he?
going in and that.
Is that what he wanted?
He wanted blood,
passion.
He wanted like no pads in training, people's shins getting opened up. That's what he wanted. He loved it. Someone smashed up. He'd rave over that more than something hitting top corner.
Is it?
Fletch used to crack up laughing, saying like, "This is Scotland, man." And I used to go, "He's a ref, but don't ref." What's going on?
I don't. I ref 11v11s in training, and I only give a foul if everyone appeals for it. Because I don't think that's half. I don't think we appeal enough in matches. But if someone just nails someone and no one says anything,
that's a big thing.
Fucking want it.
That's a big thing. I don't see players now trying to ref games. I should try and ref the game.
Oh, there's that image. There's that image of you, Keno, all you guys giving a ref a hard time.
I used to try and ref the game. Like I'd be on the ref all game, like screaming every decision, every little 50-50. I'd be.
Can we put that image of in the post match of Keno and Rio? Was it Keno? Was it
Keno?
I'm sure. I don't think I was there then. I wasn't there.
I think it was 99.
Yeah.
Sorry, Stam, not you.
The manager would be on the team. The manager would be on the team, on the players. If something happened in a game and it might have gone against us and was contributed to us not getting the 3 points, and we weren't on the ref at all or enough, he'd be on us, the manager. You got to influence him. You got to be on him. I used to be before a game. Make sure you have a good one, ref. Make sure you have a good game today. Just put in a little seed, you know what I mean?
You have to.
Like, and I'd be on him in the game. Ref, come on, man. What's going on? You're going to give us something or what? And you don't. There are other players go, don't listen to him. Don't like Bobby Zamora. I used to love that one. Don't listen to him, ref. Don't listen to him. He's trying to influence it. So come on, man. Seriously.
You see how Bobby's your boy, yeah?
Yeah.
What was it like playing against him? I know we're off topic here, but
no, Bobby was strong, man. He was He was a better player than people.
He was a wonder kid, you know.
A proper player.
Without the injuries.
Left foot. Well, he could hit it with both feet. At Fulham, it was a problem, but it was like he was funny. He used to talk through the game quite a lot. I remember Scholesy hit a ball once, faded a ball round him or around someone, and he went. He looked at him. Just like, whoa, what's that?
What do you reckon works more on the refs? The aggressive scream at them, or the wait till they're close and go, I think you made a mistake there?
No, I used to go mad aggressive. Ref! Sweat. And then turn around and like say, like, what are you talking like a school teacher? How dare you talk? And I go, come on.
Yeah.
Like, just play the game a little bit, do you know what I mean? So I had a good relationship with most refs. Mike Dean I couldn't stand him. I'll get on with him now probably. Yeah. But on the pitch, I used to thought he was a Liverpool fan and hated us. Yeah. And who's Action Man Head? What's his name?
What?
Jeff Winter. Jeff Winter. Oh, mate. I used to have a laugh with him. I used to hammer him.
Fucking Action Man.
But we used to have a laugh. But he used to never give us anything. And he was one I couldn't get into enough. I see Howard Webb the other day. Had a good laugh with him.
Can we get him on the show?
Yeah, he said he'll come on. We'll get him on.
Really need him. Like, for real. He's doing a great job as well at the moment.
Yes,
he's doing a good job.
Him and Pete Walton, good guys.
Yeah. I want to move it on. Random. You know, usually online, you've got issues, players coming at you or whatever. Well, this week, Troopz has come at me, to be honest with you.
Troopz?
Yeah.
What's he saying?
I think it's come from a point where you asked me last week, you said, if Arteta doesn't win a trophy next season, should he stay?
Yeah.
Troopz tweets out, Joel trying to keep his connections with Arsenal. LOL. I'm sorry. In my opinion, if we don't win a trophy next season, there's going to be uncomfortable conversations. That'll be 4 full seasons without a trophy, and that can't run after all the money that's been spent. Top 4 is not a trophy. So I had to go do my homework. I thought to myself,
he's won a trophy and he won the FA Cup.
FA Cup, but he goes 4 full seasons. He won that, you know, when he came halfway through. I thought, well, hang on a minute. In his first season, he's 8th position, 8 plus goal difference, FA Cup. Second season, 8th, really not good, obviously. Third season, 5th. Last season, 2nd, plus 45 goal difference. Now, there's obviously improvement. Obviously, we do want silverware. It'll be great to win something next year. No, FA Cup. FA Cup. Right, I'll be happy with that. And I think it's also down to the project and what he's done. It's easy to turn around.
There's a project now.
Yeah, there is. If it's easy to turn around and go, oh yeah, you know what, Arteta, you start shaking your head. But I don't think our club has been in such a healthy place. Even probably better than when Wenger was there at the end, at his helm. I think at the end, Wenger became a little bit too soft. He trusted his players too much. I think now there's a relationship with Edu and Arteta that's growing. I think, I don't know about the owners yet, if I'm honest with you, but there's something happening there. And I think he deserves the chance, even if we don't win a trophy. As long as we don't have like a bad season. If we get top 4 next year, I'm not saying that's the aim, by the way, but I'm saying even if that was to happen, he deserves to stay on. And that's what I mean, Troopz.
I think Troopz is mad to think like that. I think when you look at it there, in the stats don't lie. The progression's there. You can see progression like this. The problem with the fan today, they want instant progress. I know it's been 4 years, but projects don't just happen overnight. Like we said, Pep Guardiola comes in here. He's taken over an already winning club. Won 2 Premier Leagues already and cups. He's come in and the club's all over the place in disarray. Do you know what I mean? So he's come in and steadied the ship completely, a whole new strategy and approach to their recruitment. The club, you can see now, are in a much better position than they've been for a long time. Like you say, since even the end of Wenger, when it was very toxic. Yeah, and they're in such a better. Troopz and co should look at the videos that they were putting out around those times. They were almost suicidal. I thought sometimes veins were going to pop in his neck.
Are you asking Arsenal fans for perspective and like, common sense?
Yeah, common sense is what you need right now. You're on the cusp, yeah? You was on the cusp of winning the league against one of the best, potentially one of the best Premier League teams we've seen, yeah? And you're still moaning.
For 93% of the time.
And you're moaning, and you're still moaning. You're not happy.
It's mad because Troopz knows ball, but I think he needs to relax on that one still.
Tell him.
No, 100% listen, Troopz. Relax a little bit, big man. Do you know what I'm saying?
Big man.
I'll show you, you know what I mean? I'll give you a shout, but relax a little bit with that one. We're doing all right still.
Fucking Arsenal fan things, isn't it? Just
yeah, but it's the truth.
Always too high. Always
too divine right that they should be winning. Ain't won for 20 years, bro.
Well, I think it's because we are a big club. That's the thing. We're a big club.
You were.
In the South Tottenham area.
You say were. We are a big club.
Are you?
Yeah, we are, man. Like,
tell us in the comments.
Yeah. Rio doing us dirty again. Okay, cool. So I think now I want to get to the section where we're talking about players retiring and leaving. There's loads of things happening.
Benzema.
Listen, Benzema.
Is he going Saudi?
That happened quick.
Do you know what? Yeah, can I just say that this is the Saudi impact. Yeah,
money.
The Saudi league ain't playing games. No. I told you I went there a little while ago, and I saw it happening firsthand. Can
we move our HQ there?
That we could go. We should go. If anyone in Saudi wants to come out there, we'll come out there and do a couple of shows out there. Not a problem. But what I'm saying, is that place. I've never seen a place since probably Dubai move at the pace they're moving in all industries.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Whether it's building, whether it's infrastructure, whether it's F&B, whether it's sport. What they're trying to do over there in the short window of time is like nothing short of crazy. But they're on their way to. You can see the boxing events they're doing there at the moment. But now with football, and I won't be surprised if Benzema goes there now. And then 2 or 3 other big wigs go.
Follow.
It nearly happened with China.
I was going to say China did that. Anelka. There was a few.
Some people
Oscar.
But you've got but you got like him now. Benzema goes there. What is he going to get? 100, 200 million pounds a year, right? He's just announced it. He's announced it this morning. Ramos is his last game. He played for Paris Saint-Germain. Yeah. Don't tell me he's not going to Saudi. Yeah.
But on top of it, with no one mentioning where they're going.
Yeah, Luka Modric ain't. He's already. I think he wants to.
He signed an extension,
one more year, which is fun. But I wouldn't be surprised if he went there
next year.
But like these guys, the only trick is they've got to get a few younger ones, prominent players. If they can get a few younger prominent players who are still in better condition physically, then the league jumps standard. Taking like we've seen with America. Taking the older players sometimes is detrimental to your league. Yeah. Right? But so you can take an old player who can still play. Like, for instance, Cristiano's second top goal scorer in short space of time over there compared to the other strikers.
Yeah, but I could have played in that league.
Do you genuinely think that? Yeah. There's no way, telling you. The league is better than you think, giving it credit.
Okay.
All right, how good is it then? Is it Conference North standard? Because I don't reckon it is.
No. It's better than that.
What's the level? What's the level? Tell us the level.
I don't think it is.
You got
League One?
You got players there.
I reckon it's National League. Wrexham win that league comfortably.
No. I'm telling you they don't.
Comfortably.
Listen, you got the Saudi team. I think it was something like 8 of the starters of the national team that played and beat Argentina, who won that competition, sorry. Yeah.
They play in the league?
They play for the team that are winning it this year.
Yeah, but it's different when if you win, everyone's getting a Bentley though, innit? Everyone turns up then.
Well, yeah, that does add to it. But what I'm saying is that you can't tell me a team that beats the World Cup winners and most of their players play for one team, and that team can't be good, a good team. And they've got a couple of other stars that play there as well. I think Igalo might play there.
The magic of the FA Cup.
Yeah, Igalo went there.
Igalo, Conference League, Wrexham, they couldn't lace his boots. Igalo.
I don't know.
Wrexham.
We'll see. Ronaldo says he reckons it's going to be one of the top leagues in 5 years. Do you reckon he's being honest, or do you reckon that's part of the contract?
That was in the contract.
Yeah, maybe. But
about 4 or 5 reads.
If they get what they probably proposed to him and said this on what they're looking to go for, listen, the amount of money that they're spending, they're going to have a chance. Is whether the infrastructure can support. All of that.
Yeah, I mean,
listen, money talks. The place is hot 24/7. So people will move somewhere for the weather.
Yeah.
And money ultimately talks. End of.
The lifestyle's good as well, like really good apparently. Like players that train late in the like proper late. It's proper like different. Messi,
MLS was throwing money around, wasn't it, for a minute, and it got big stars.
Not nowhere near that level.
No. Did you consider going to the MLS?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously, my personal stuff at the time didn't allow me to go anywhere far. So,
which team?
Was talking to a number of teams in where was I? Might have been Chicago, Orlando, maybe. But I was talking to teams, but never materialised for the reason that I couldn't go far from here. Really. Family stuff.
Messi leaving PSG.
Where does he go?
I heard it's mad.
Another one could go Saudi.
I heard he goes back to Inter Miami, but then they loan him out to Barca for a year.
What's that? Barcelona cooking a box? Colour me shocked.
Wow. If that happens, that's a mad one. But
they love a loophole, man.
You see Xavi? Xavi was talking like, listen, it's up to Messi, but we've talked and blah, blah. So that's obviously a conversation. Messi, man, back to Barca.
Would you do it?
Would what?
they're $1 billion in debt, right? So the sentiment reasons, you get him straight away. But if you want to surely, as Barcelona, move on from the Messi thing now.
No. It's Messi.
Yeah, really?
It's Messi, bruv. Come on.
I know it's Messi, but
I put a video in the group today about the Barca team.
Did you see the tiki-taka?
It's different football. Messi comes back again. They recreate it with Pedri and Gabby. It's like listen, Messi. If Messi's on the cards, any team has to go. You know what? Please come.
It's going to cost you another 100 mil to
Don't
get
matter.
him. And then you're already $1 billion in debt.
Don't matter. What's another 100 then?
I think that's going to prevent you from building a team. It's Messi and the 10 lads who turned up to training.
Nah, man, Messi's got to come in there. Xavi knows what he's dealing with.
Do you reckon he goes back then?
If financially they can do it and they can find a way, Messi goes there because the Saudi trip is going to be there no matter what for Messi. So another year here doesn't scrap what he can do in Saudi. And the Saudi, if I'm a player now, if I'm Karim Benzema and I get offered a year at that age, or a Messi a year at these clubs,
2-3 mil a week.
I'm just saying, listen, man. If they're £200 million there today,
is it tax free?
Give me another year. Yeah, give me another year. I'm coming. I understand why Benzema's dug up and gone.
Of course.
And said, no, I've got to go.
Ballon d'Or winner.
I'm going.
Your value's at its highest.
I am going.
Yeah. Quickly as well.
If I'm them man, I'm saying, listen,
Facts.
I'm going. Get me a jet ski, I'll make it. Get me a jet ski and I'll make it.
For 200 million, you go and sit on a bench as well, won't you?
Yeah. Yes.
No.
Yes.
You want to play?
Don't you dare. For 200 mil?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be water boy, bro. No problem.
Oh,
no problem.
That is 1 degree H2O.
Bosh.
That's
Gatorade.
I'll be there. There's no way.
I'll get the Gatorade. No worries. I'll be right back.
The problem they've got, is for instance, is I don't know.
You have to give me keys to the training ground. I'll be so happy every morning.
For instance, Declan Rice. They offer Declan Rice. What do you do? 200 million to go there, or you're going to get £15 million a year here?
I'll do an Oscar, bruv. Go straight to China. That's what he did.
No, I'm talking Saudi now.
I know, but I'll do and then go Saudi.
Well, I'm saying Saudi now, if you're Declan Rice and you're being offered to go to Arsenal or Bayern or Man United.
You got 50-50 in Declan's career. He could go and win things, or he could go Arsenal and not win things. And what really matters then, otherwise you could go.
Give me the
200 million a year.
Are you taking the 200 million? Or 100 million a year. 100 million a year.
100 million a year. Real can have a 5-year contract.
5-year deal, 100 million a year.
And it's tax-free.
Tax-free, or you're 15, 20 million a year here.
Salam alaikum, my friend. Let's fucking go, baby.
See what I'm saying? But that's conversations that are going to be going on now, because Saudi ain't playing games. They're going to be going hard. They want to be in them conversations. For that league to grow, they've got to be in when someone like a Declan Rice, someone like even, for instance, I don't know, Wilfried Zaha now. These men now that are coming up for contracts now, if they're going to be shifting clubs and go, Maddison, people like that, they got to be if they want to elevate the league, they're the conversations they need to be at the tables.
Is this like the MLS in the 70s when it had Bobby Moore and George
They
Best?
don't want to be that. They can't be that if they want to be a sustainable top league.
Yeah. We'll see. Who else is leaving? Well, retiring.
Hazard, man.
Zlatan. That's
Hazard. This goes Hazard.
Is that the worst transfer ever?
It's up there, isn't it? It's up there.
It's the most deflating. It's the most deflating. He went from the best player in the Premier League and one of the best in Europe to being a player that can't get in the squad at Real Madrid.
79 matches played, 7 goals scored, 12 assists, 78 matches missed.
How much did he pay? How much paid for him?
It was like 100 north or something like that.
Do you know how much I love watching him play?
Gliding.
Do you know how hard he was to play against?
He was good.
Was he just gliding?
Yeah, the ball gets rolled into him and you get tight, and he had the outside of the boot turn. Oh, he was devastating. Bad player. Have we seen a drop off like that?
Because he got signed to Madrid for that big money, and then he goes away. He comes back. My man went on yachts, came back with the beer belly phenomenon, yeah. And I thought to myself, what are you doing? He was. You see, Gareth Bale. That summer he went and he was ripped.
Well, Obi Mikel says he was the worst trainer we ever trained with.
Yeah, loads of them say.
Obi Mikel said he was the worst trainer ever, and
catches up with
them things catch up with you if that is true. But no doubting this guy's talent was a joke. I'm actually sad the way it ended.
He can't be that
old.
He
can't be that old.
32 or something.
It's sad, really. Yeah. A lot of injuries, but I don't know.
Or is he retiring?
Don't know. Man.
He's considering retiring.
Is he?
Yeah, but
it's difficult. What is he going to do, man?
He's got such a name though that
he could go Saudi.
He's got such a name. I think Premier League teams will still take him. You know.
I think the wages will kill him. For what you're going to get, I think it's a massive risk that you're not going to get the value for what the wages
Like
are.
Villa.
Where would you put him in each generation of players in the Premier League?
There. He was. I still feel Neymar was
Not
a little bit better than him.
Is it, but
he was the heir to Messi and Ronaldo at one point. He was never gonna.
Who Hazard?
He was never. You've got Messi and Ronaldo who were like.
I don't think he was on Neymar's level.
I think it's
that's
like,
what I said. He's
you got Rooney in that just underneath that. I think he got to the same level. Rooney got at one point.
Facts. That level below, the best.
Zlatan.
What a career.
How old is he? Is he 42?
42, man. 42.
What a lunatic! The guy scored more goals after 30 than he did.
Yeah.
He.
Why?
You know what? It's mad, yeah. Because I played against him a few times Champions League, right? And I just think, I thought, it weren't. I've had harder nights, right? No doubting how good he was, but because them games there, Champions League, Inter Milan.
Can we put up the picture of you marking him tight? He's talking about
you have to prepare. You prepare differently for certain individuals. He was one of those guys. You go, I have to be on it today, otherwise he takes liberties and he opens you up.
What's the threat that you're trying to stop?
The ball coming in and him turning and facing me.
Right.
Because I saw a clip again today when he was at Ajax when he just twisted out about 7 man and scored, right? So I always used to think, if he turns and faces me, he's got an unbelievable shot, power, precision, but he can also do skills and make you look silly. And I don't want that.
So that's why you get tight.
That's why I wanted to be tight. And I know if I got tight and he rolled me, he's not really going to run away from me because I'm quicker than him. So if I got tight and he did roll me because he's strong and he's got skills, I could get back at him and slow him down.
But isn't it harder because he's so big?
But that's the thing. He's so big. You don't realise how big and strong he is until you get on the pitch and you go, actually, whoa, right, okay, let me just think about how I'm going to approach this. But I just thought I've got to get tight. And if the ball comes into him, I've just got to make him play backwards. Keep playing backwards all the time. And luckily, in the 2 games I played against or 3 games I played against him, that's what happened.
What year was this?
I'm not sure. But the forward line, check the forward line. Zlatan and Adriano. It was a madness, seriously. I thought, right, and I was thinking, wow.
That's deadly on Pro Evo.
That was one game, yeah. I know that from Pro Evo. Yes. And I was like, right, if they're as good as they are in Pro Evo, I am banging trouble.
Don't let him shoot from outside. Yeah. Are you mad?
Who was better?
On Pro Evo?
Harder to play against.
When you on the day.
Adriano
on Pro Evo.
Adriano was like mad strong, mad quick. And that was the thing that would scare defenders, pace and power. He's like, it's hard to play against. But he knew where to go. But Zlatan, like, you got to remember, what did this guy epitomise winning? He had a mentality that was as good as you're ever going to get. He knew how good he was. There was an arrogance.
Was it real? Or
respected
was it
no one.
That, do you reckon?
No, complete. You can't fake that for a 24-year, 25-year career. You can't fake that.
He's the only player I know that's ever announced his transfer to United.
Yeah, no. He was a different player. Like I think he's one that got into a lot of players' heads before the game had started, especially in Italy. I think. Well, I spoke to Capello. Capello said, and I said to him, name me some of the best players you've coached. And he's coached like Maldini, Baresi, like
Rio Ferdinand,
Baggio, biggest players. Like Zlatan was one of the first names he said.
Wow.
Like Capello. If you look at Capello's CV and the players he's managed,
do you reckon
to be in the top tier of that, Ronaldo, people like that?
Do you reckon that's what made it hard for Pep? Because his personality is so big and
he's got a lot to say about Pep, by the way.
Yeah. I just don't think that he treat me the way I think I should be treated. Like, treat me with respect. Tell me why you're making decisions. I think he's one of those guys. You've got to be clear cut with me. None of this round the side or because a lot of managers, sometimes for the good of the whole squad and everything, have got to kind of they end up telling little porkies, little lies to keep everyone happy. And I don't think he's that type of guy to take that. He's like, you tell me the truth and be honest. And if it's not good news, but tell me. Like, and I think he just didn't appreciate that from looking in from the outside.
Yeah.
And he was never really going to break that Pep, Messi kind of relationship.
He was moving him to the right one because Messi wanted to play down the middle.
Yeah, so he was never going to break that because he's the greatest player, one of the greatest ever. So, and his ego would not allow that. And I respect that. As much as it might have been destabilising for Pep and whatnot, and it's caused a rift between them, but I still respect that my man, Zlatan, just says, nah, this is who I am. This is me. I am not deviating. I ain't changing for no one.
What's his name? Messi. He's shit anyway.
That's what he says. He says, like, you can say Messi, but and I respect Messi. That's the way he talks. I respect him. But you need to respect this as well because I'm the guy.
And that's why him and Jose, it seems, the relationship's completely opposite, isn't it?
Jose. But the difference is as well, Jose needed him. In Pep's mind, he's probably thinking, I don't really need you as much as you think I need you because I've got Messi. I've got all these other players. And the system that I put in place is the overriding
Didn't even need Henry.
But that's the difference. Jose is a smart man. I need Zlatan to be successful.
So I'm gonna. He used to say things about his wife. Like make sure you keep him happy.
Keep him happy. Yeah, simple as that. So and then some players need that. I think Zlatan he wanted to feel like he was loved, respected, and needed and wanted. And some players do need that.
Off the cuff, what's your relationship like with Jose? Because I always thought you would have loved to play underneath him in terms of his mindset, but I don't see you guys interact.
Yeah, I had a really good relationship with him. I respect him massively. I do. I still do. And I respect him. And even at Man United, he was there when he first went there. I interviewed him once, and it was great. But when things went a bit pear-shaped to Man United, I was open and honest, as I am with all situations, and. He didn't. I don't think he really appreciated that. I don't think he really liked that. And so since that point, I got into a lift with him a little while ago. Actually, not a little. It was the Spurs Ajax game. He was working for ESPN. I was at BT. Our studios were next door to each other, and we got in a lift. He had all of his entourage with him, and he got in the lift. I know all these guys. I chat to them. Got in the lift, went up. He didn't say hello. And before that, I'd seen him. How are you doing, Jose? Hugs, etc.
He's heard what you said.
Yeah.
He's like you.
So
you know when you
said. He's seen what I've said, and he's took it personally, which he shouldn't. And Jose, if you're listening, man, I love you, man. Don't take it personally. We're talking about football, talking about the game. You might not have liked it. Just have a conversation, man. Cup of coffee. Get back to old times.
Please do, Jose, because I'm dying to meet you. It's only going to happen via Rio, so please, let's get going.
No. But no, he's done mad stuff in the game, man. Even what he's doing at Roma.
The best,
man.
Oh, man.
You think he's the best?
I think it's obviously...
It was finished when Rufario lost him because he did look like he took a big wobble.
Yeah, I think he was so key.
He's got himself back up there.
Yeah, man.
The first 4 or 5 years of his story are fascinating.
Yeah.
When you drill into how he got started and how he quit. Like, I think, was it Benfica he quit on, like, very, very quickly because he could smell somebody in the board didn't really fancy him, and he put it on him and just went, could I have another year? And he went, he's like, right, fuck you, I quit.
I love him. For me, he's my favourite.
Huge respect, man.
Before we wrap up...
Hold on, I've just seen a stat, sorry. I've just seen a stat. Talking about Messi just, like, bombing football off now and just chilling now. He was second in the goals and assist chart in Liga Una
it's not really
Paris.
hard though, innit? If you're playing for PSG though, innit?
Yeah, but Mbappe got 33. He got 32. It weren't like he was miles off it. He got 32. Hold on. Lacazette got 32 as well.
That's what I'm saying to you. That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Lacazette is killing it in that league right about now. You know that?
Right.
He's seen as a pure goal scorer. Our guy Balogun has been up there as well.
Right.
So, yeah. So,
Benzema's got 353 goals in 647 games. That's a joke, you know. 165. Do you know Benzema? Can I say about Benzema?
2009 or 11, it was meant to be coming to United.
No, it's before that.
I mean, that
was like about 2006, wasn't it? Before we won the Champions League, wasn't it?
No, I think it was about 08, 09 or 11.
Oh, no, they kept linking him with Arsenal.
No, are you mad? He's never been linked with Arsenal.
I promise.
That was when he was going through a bad spell. He's having a bad spell.
No, it was. I'm not going to lie.
Prime time.
No, it wasn't prime time. I never said it was. But every year, you know, Real Madrid, there's some players where you go, he's going to leave every year, he's going to leave. It was him all the time, and he was linked with Arsenal, but he kept declining.
He said no, he declined it. Can we just talk about Benzema?
Go on.
I think he's the best number 9 this generation has seen. The only one I'd put up against him would be Suarez.
Nah, you know what? Yeah, I'll be real with you.
Lewandowski.
He's not better than Suarez.
Harry Kane.
Suarez.
Lewandowski. Suarez. Benzema, who'd you take?
Can we take out Harry Kane because he's still playing? Like,
all right, go on then.
No one's better than Suarez. That primetime Suarez that I saw at Liverpool and what he was doing at Barcelona, you can't touch him.
How many years was that?
You can't touch him because he's a diving little bastard.
Can't get anywhere near him, man. Fuck him.
You're talking 5 years straight, 4 or 5 years, easy. Obviously, longevity, wise, you would go for Benzema's career, no doubt. I think Lewandowski.
Don't know, longevity, like Lewandowski's well in there.
Yeah.
I think the way the streets love Benzema, you'd want that if you was the player.
I love him. I think I would take Benzi's career all day long.
And he come away with a Ballon d'Or.
But when I look at
Who's the best number 9?
Mad.
Who's the best number 9?
It's Suarez. Suarez is
pure ability.
I think so. Yeah.
I think
goal scorer. Yeah, because I think goal scoring wise, you're not better than Lewandowski. I think he's the best at finding the net. I think when you're looking at like in terms of being able to play football, Benzema's probably better than all of them. But when you're looking at that fierce goal scoring, all action type player, which is what I like, right?
Yeah, I get what
Suarez,
you're saying.
All day long.
I think I enjoy watching Benzema the most out of all of them.
I think Benzema is the most complete. I think he's the most rounded. I think Benzema, when you look at him, his generation of strike number 9s, he's the one I think can do every single part of the game to a high level.
He's a bit like Rooney in a way that he kind of got moved around for everybody else to get the sun.
The important part is he was willing.
But at their peak, Rio, who's the scariest? You're thinking, I'm having nightmares. It's got to be Suarez.
Is it a Champions League night?
Benzema, I swear down.
Champions League music on.
I played against Benzema, right, a number of times. And he's so good at everything, seriously. And it's stuff that you don't see sometimes. The way he receives the ball or the way he moves into blind spots. He moves in blind spots where you can't go and pick him up or you don't see him. But his touch, he always takes the touch away from the defender. How often do you see the ball get nicked off him all the time? Very rarely. He's passing to people like Vinicius now. Like they'll develop that side of his game. But every element of his game, shooting, heading, from balls from crosses, cutbacks,
clutch goals,
like big goals. Like he was an absolute problem. He scored a goal against us for Man United against Lille. Was it Lille? Oh, where did he play? Lyon.
Lyon.
If you broke down that goal from a technical aspect, it was such a difficult goal with the amount of bodies he had around him. 4 or 5 bodies around him. He received the ball with one foot, dragged it with the other, banged it left foot on his weak side. And I just thought, I didn't even have a time to get to him to impact the situation. But after I watched the goal back, I went, that's fucking top draw, you know, bro. He's not even at Real Madrid them times yet.
You knew. You said you knew. He
was
a top
immediately. And that's why
there.
I could see the manager was trying to sign him them times. Mad after that game in the tunnel trying to get him, right? But Zidane finished that and took him to Real Madrid. But as well as him being a top player, it was the other part. While Ronaldo was there, he quickly realised that for me to get Champions League trophies
medals
under my belt quicker and a lot, I've got to let this man be the star.
That's mad.
And he just sacrificed parts of his game. That's why Rooney's the top dog for me as well. Because he just said, you know what, cool, man, you have the spotlight for a bit. My time will come.
But that
and he done that.
You how good Ronaldo was, because you're talking about some big personalities.
Yeah. That's why when people try and disrespect Ronaldo, I say, listen, you need to go back and watch the videos. Watch the videos. Forget the stats. Go back and watch videos of Chris. Well, even what he was doing at Juventus. You look at some of the goals he scored or chances he created at Juventus. It was a man against boys.
Yeah.
And then never mind at Real Madrid. Yeah. It's a joke.
Yeah.
Do you not remember what Cristiano Ronaldo was doing to people?
Yeah, it's madness. No. It's madness. People, it's that forgetting syndrome that people are talking about. Recency bias, they call it.
Yeah. But Benzema, I would say for me, is the most complete. He would be my number 1 pick. Suarez was a top player, don't get me wrong. His time at Barca was a joke.
I have a question for you. Micah Richards is on record confidently proclaiming that he was a better player than Gary Neville. Can I have your thoughts on that utter wibble, please?
He weren't. I think deep down, Micah knows. He knows.
2 things I think he was better than Neville at.
He was quicker and stronger.
Bench press and deadlift.
No. Micah was quicker and stronger, but Gary Neville was like consistent, man. Consistency is the key word, I think.
Yeah.
He was disciplined. He was in defensive duties.
10 titles.
He was consistent. He was a 7 out of 10 most games. Right, and he developed into being a very good crosser of the ball behind Bex. When Bex left, you saw his crossing of the ball improved even then. He was a better player than anyone gives him credit for.
Yeah,
right, and he plays into that like, I was a bad player. He was a top right back. The game's changed now. I don't know if he would have been able to play in today's game the way it plays. The expectations of a right back now,
athleticism,
having to be up the pitch. Athleticism, I don't think was a problem for me. He could get up and down, but it was more
work rate was unbelievable.
The way that you've almost got to be like a winger as a fullback now, right? So maybe it would have been problems in that aspect for him. But what he was asked to do then, Gary Neville, do not get it twisted. These young people that watch and listen, right? He was top draw.
He was.
It's almost a joke, and I don't mean this disrespectfully. Some people.
Why you keep coming for me? Because you know what, Mika, he messaged me the other day. He said, why is Steve bringing my name into? You said something. What was it you said the other day? You said something the other day.
Steve says a lot.
You said something in the office there, and you filmed it and put it on. Oh, what did you say?
I think he was talking about something like
something
this.
to do with John Terry. You said.
Oh right, yeah.
You said John Terry.
Oh yeah, John Terry and Micah Richards match of the day players.
Yeah, that's
because
what
their positioning's shit. They're out of position, which means that they
but
have
what
to
he
make
was saying,
these
you can
big blockbuster tackles.
I agree with Micah about this. Someone like Micah sitting there catching strays for no reason. Why? Why is Micah coming to? Because he said you're talking about someone else, and he's going, "Why am I getting?"
Because he's
strays?
just another one that does that. He made massive, big match of the day looking tackles. Whereas you're not going to see Gary Neville's on there because he was just in the right position and he dealt with it without. Michael Carrick suffers the same.
I remember Micah come with England, man, and I just thought, wow, for the next 10 years, this is the guy.
Well, at 18 when he first burst into the scene,
he come in and he had everyone in the chain on the pitch going, "What? Did you see that?" Micah Richards, when he came to England at 18 years old, I think he was. Yeah. He broke my record actually at the time, I think, for being the youngest defender. I thought 10 years, this is it. Next 10 years, he's playing.
Yeah.
He was like, I mean, everyone on the training pitch, I remember looking at each other going, have you seen that? How quick, how aggressive, how strong. He, with the ball, aggressive, running past people,
was he a
running
smart
through people.
Player though?
No, he weren't a silky player. I think Micah will tell you that himself. He weren't silky, but he had attributes that others couldn't get near. He could dominate.
I've said smart because I think sometimes, especially when you talk about black players.
Smart? What do you mean smart?
Like, did he, you know, like
what do you mean black players? What do you mean?
Sometimes when you hear them people describe black players, it'll be like, oh, he's beast, he's strong, he's, you know what I mean? But sometimes people don't talk about the intelligence. So you're probably one of the first black players that people give like footballing smarts to, even though you had a fast attribute, you were strong, you could jump, but usually that's not really spoken about that much. But I'm asking, was he actually an intelligent footballer? Because there's a difference. There's a guy that you can give the ball to, and Obafemi Martins, knock the ball, you ain't catching it, bruv, because he's, you know what I mean? But then you've got flipping different positions, but you got Seedorf, who, yes, he's strong, but my man's football intelligence is IQ is
do you ever remember fucking seeing Seedorf drop a pass?
Oh,
do you see what I'm saying? Like, so, and I think like those kind of players.
But I just think you just say what you see. Yeah. Micah Richards, his biggest and best attributes, he'd tell you himself, were how dominant he could be physically. He could dominate anyone on that pitch physically because he was that far ahead in that sense.
Can I just say as well, this isn't you catching a stray, but when you put yourself in a situation where you say, I'm comfortably better than Gary Neville, you got to talk about that because you're not.
No, your comment was before that though.
That's fine. It made it relevant by what you just said.
All right, but no,
but yeah, I like Micah.
Yeah, no, he was a
But he's not
he was a proper player, Micah. Problem is he had injuries, man. Because he was so powerful, he was like a
quarterback,
souped-up Ferrari. Yeah, where little things go wrong with them because they're so finely tuned. And that was like him. He was built like a cruiserweight boxer, but a sprinter as well. He could sprint. He was so fast. But he was, I think injuries hampered him massively. Injuries killed him.
Last bit I want to focus on, random. We might actually have to put this after we talk about Jose Mourinho. Anthony Taylor, the referee, after the Europa League game.
Bang out of order.
I was going to say, did you think that was okay? Like, the Roma fans are mad.
No, I think the Roma fans were reacting to the game, obviously. They didn't agree with a few decisions that he made. But also the shots of Jose Mourinho would have probably amplified everything and added like a lot of fire to that. And the fact he goes to the airport and they're already there waiting, it was a madness. I thought, wow. And then he's with his missus. I think it might have been his daughter. I don't know. It was a couple of ladies he was with.
I think there was definitely
These guys were moving like he was with like four geezers on a boys' trip. The way they were moving, throwing tables at them, spitting like that. As bad as any referee's performance was. And I don't think he was that bad, by the way.
Is it a day after and all?
Yeah.
He
don't deserve that.
Still?
But you know when Jose's pissed?
Yeah, but we've seen loads of managers call out referees and they don't get the fans don't react like that. I think it's a shame that you've seen the Roma fans act like that, and it's not fair on a referee that's putting himself out there to under the spotlight, being a ref, trying to do the job that he can. We all criticise refs. That comes with it when you're a referee, unfortunately, right? But it doesn't get to violence, and I think them people, the perpetrators of that, should be brought to the forefront, and the spotlight should be put on those guys.
It's actually good. It doesn't happen more, isn't it?
Yeah.
You could actually see it happening way more.
Where's he security, by the way? Because
they put him.
Where was he
they
security?
Left him hanging. I can't believe they allowed him to do that. If there was security,
it just looked like regular airport security.
Yeah, it looks crap.
They weren't up. They listen. Our paychecks weren't warranting us getting ourselves in between that. That's the way they did say it.
Guys, this has been a Vibe with 5. Like, we've had a fantastic season.
Yeah, you know, Joe. We've got one more show.
Yeah, what show? You got one more show, but I'm just gonna let them know before I do the giveaways.
I'll let you know Saturday night if I'm coming.
Got to do the giveaways. But yeah, no, honestly, Treble. Might have to sit here and do the intro next week. But honestly, we want to say thank you very much for supporting us. Obviously, we do have one more show on Vibe with 5. We want to call out the winners, actually. We've been doing giveaways, and sometimes we've been a bit slow with handing them out, but we've gone out of our way today to name the winners and, say thank you for supporting us. You got to make sure you subscribe, by the way. The first winner for the mini trophy. City fans were like harassing me with mini trophies.
So that mini trophy's actually been a giveaway now?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's good that you've replicated Arsenal by just giving City the lead.
Yeah. It's going to Wazoo07. He wrote, top of the league Arsenal has been Joel's quote of the season, because we had asked the people, let us know Joel's best quote and you get the trophy.
93% of the season.
Yeah, Joel 93% Beya. So well done, Wazoo. You deserve it. When it comes to the winner of Rio and Vidic signed shirt, that went off, Oh my gosh, loads of entries. We're giving it to Nino at Murray N307. He says here, this guy right here was the Drago in Rocky IV for Manchester. Absolute professional interview. Legend. Thank you very much, man. We appreciate it. Second winner of Rio Vidic shirt, Ulem99. I used to go to school feeling untouchable when these two were playing. Last few years, I've been feeling like Joel Beya. 301 comments. The last giveaway. This is the winner of the World Cup ball. You can see how late we are. Goes to
that was last year, mate.
Rob Duffy Music. Rob says, well done, guys. This was the only channel I was eager to watch during the World Cup. You guys brought it to life and did proper analysis and have great banter. Keep on this epic content.
Do we got Euros in 12 months?
What's just 5? Yeah, we'll be there.
Come on, man.
Don't mess about.
It's going to be star-studded.
It's in Germany, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. We'll be there.
Everything will be efficient, on time, no messing about.
Well done.
German.
Thank you very much, guys, for watching the episode. And please don't forget, it's really important for you guys to keep supporting us. We want to be up in those YouTube algorithms, man. I'm not messing around.
Turn on your notifications, subscribe, tell a friend.
All of that.
Bring your friends in.
Joel Beya, Stephen Howson, Rio Ferdinand, signing out. Peace.